Hello everybody and welcome to the Sunday race preview for the 2019 Austrian Grand Prix. The hills are alive with the sound of V6 Formula 1 engines, and today's race is going to be an absolute cracker. The youngest ever front row in Formula 1, Charles Leclerc from Max Verstappen. Let's take a look at the drivers and the Constructors' Championship coming into this round. So we move away from the French Grand Prix at the Castellet and come to Austria, to the Styrian Mountains, for the Red Bull Ring in Spielberg, Austria, round 9 of the season. And after this weekend as well, which has been dominated by Mercedes all season long, we will go to the British Grand Prix at Silverstone for round 10 of the season. Then it's off to Germany and Hungary before the season goes on the summer holidays. Returns in the end of August for the Belgian Grand Prix and the last stop on the European calendar in Ferrari Land, Italy, before the flyaways begin in Singapore, Russia and Japan, before the Americas trip to Mexico, United States and Brazil. And then we all round out on December the 1st to say Merry Christmas and goodbye to F1 2019 with the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. In the Drivers' Championship, Lewis Hamilton leads the way on 187 points. He is rocketing ahead compared to Valtteri Bottas in second on 151. Vettel, Verstappen and Leclerc still battling out for third and place overall. Gasly sixth as well. He's dropped back into the midfield battle with the McLarens and Alphas and Renaults. Haas are having a dreadful weekend as well. Romain Grosjean only on 2 points. Kevin Magnussen on 14. But the drivers with no points at all coming into this half of the season is Giovinazzi, Russell and Kubica. And that once again means that for Williams, they have scored no points so far in 2019. They are all at the bottom on no points. Haas are in a battle with Toro Rosso and Alfa Romeo as well as Racing Point. Racing Point and Alfa on 19 points, Toro Rosso 17 and Haas on 16. The battle for the best Renault power engine is currently being fought between McLaren and Renault. 8 points the gap there for fourth in the Constructors. Great to see McLaren back up there again as best of the rest. Although that could go to Red Bull because they're on 137 points in the Constructors. Ferrari on their own as well on 198 because rocketing ahead with 8 wins out of 8 races for Mercedes. 338 points for the British-German team of Mercedes. It is dominance in Formula 1. All that will change as we arrive here in Spielberg, Austria. Let's start then with the qualifying report and start as ever with qualifying number 1 then here for the Austrian Grand Prix. Verstappen headed Q1. Stroll was eliminated for the 13th time in a row. The sun beating down on the Red Bull Ring. Temperatures up at 28 degrees. The cars headed out for Q1. Ferrari raised eyebrows when Leclerc and Vettel led the session early doors, settling some rapid lap times as well, despite being on the medium compound tyre. They finished P4 and 5. As well, it was Verstappen, Hamilton and Bottas, the top 3 as well. Russell and Kubica once again were slowest qualifiers as expected, but it was an interesting one. Knocked out in qualifying 1 was Perez, Stroll, Kvyat, Russell and Kubica. Into qualifying 2 now, and it was the hard times for Renault as both Hülkenberg and Ricciardo were eliminated from the session. The tyre strategy was at the forefront of everyone's minds as the second segment of qualifying got underway. The question: is it Q2 on the medium tyres or Q2 on the soft tyres? Where was the track going to be? That was the big question. Ferrari quickly didn't bother though, and they put on with the soft compound tyres. Whether or not they can start the race or last the race on softs is yet to be seen. More pressing for the midfield runners though, at least it would be making through to the final segment of qualifying. 2 drivers wouldn't. The Renaults of Hülkenberg and Ricciardo said 12th and 14th overall as well. Hülkenberg's grid penalty though for the Spec P Energy puts him 5 places down. Lando Norris and the 2 Alphas got through as well as Kevin Magnussen as well, but he's got a 5 place grid penalty. Eliminated were Grosjean, Hülkenberg, Albon, Ricciardo and Sainz from Q2. And on to qualifying 3 then here at the Austrian Grand Prix. Leclerc takes his second pole position in Formula 1 history ahead of mechanical issues for Sebastian Vettel. The lights are in green for the final segment of qualifying and all 9 cars headed down the track, with the one very notable exception of the red Ferrari number 5 of Sebastian Vettel. He has got what was later revealed an air pressure line to the engine was terminal, so he doesn't start in a very good position. He starts 10th. But it was a great one for Charles Leclerc, he took pole position as well. Lewis Hamilton receives a 3-place grid penalty for impeding Kimi Raikkonen in qualifying 1 as well, and lots of drivers with that as well. Pierre Gasly will start higher up than he has this year. It's an interesting grid and an interesting qualifying. It's Verstappen second, Leclerc on pole. So Leclerc, Verstappen, Bottas and Hamilton, Lando Norris in 5th. Let's take a look at the full grid then for the Austrian Grand Prix. Let's take a look at how they line up on the grid then for the Austrian Grand Prix. Row 1, Charles Leclerc on pole position for the second ever time. He's alongside Max Verstappen, the youngest ever front row in F1 history. Row 2, the two Mercedes, Valtteri Bottas and Lewis Hamilton. Row 3, Lando Norris and Kimi Raikkonen. Row 4, Antonio Giovinazzi and Pierre Gasly. And row 5, Sebastian Vettel and Kevin Magnussen. Row 6 sees Romain Grosjean and Danny Ricciardo. Row 7, Sergio Perez, Lance Stroll. Row 8, Nico Hülkenberg, Danny Kvyat. Row 9, Robert Kubica and George Russell. And row 10, Alexander Albon and Carlos Sainz. Car 55, 23 and also 23 are going to start from the back of the grid for a new power unit. That's Carlos Sainz and Alexander Albon. They're at the back. Nico Hülkenberg, a 5-place grid penalty for a replacement engine. Car 20 of Kevin Magnussen, a 5-place grid penalty for replacement gearbox. Car 63, George Russell, a 3-place grid penalty for impeding another driver. And car 44, Lewis Hamilton, a 3-place grid penalty, once again, for impeding another driver. Going to be a great race. My prediction, Charles Leclerc is surely going to win it. He's been fast all weekend. FP2, 3, quali. Surely he can be fast in the race as well. Mercedes are going to struggle. Join us for the grand review on Tuesday at 6. And of course, F2 Korea mode is next week. From us all here though, bye for now.